Um, Greetings, everybody. Good morning. Especially to my 21 Days of Greatness family. I wanted to do this video today. You've made it to day 21. I thank everybody for who participated, put their time in, their money, and I hope that everything that we put together really helped you. I'm on a consecrated separation from social media, trying to see God on some things and heal in some areas I felt that I need to promptly pull away. Um, in my study this morning, I was watching the testimonies of Steve Harvey, Tyler Perry, and Oprah is on one video, and it always helps me understand when you let go and let God. And it brought me back to 2018. I've shared this testimony via word, never video, but it was a powerful yet hard time in my life. In 2018, I was nominated by Black Enterprise as one of the BeModern Men of the Year, where they honor you and nominate how you change your life, what you do in the community, things and that such, and they picked me, which was a great thing. At that celebration in West Palm Beach, Florida, one of the wealthiest areas in Florida, where Venus Arena have houses, all that good stuff. They had Bishop T.D. Jakes, Wyclef perform, actresses from Tyler, from Soul Food was there. Tyree, we had film producers, John Gray. It was so many people in the prestigious places that were there. It's it was a great event for successful Black people. And me being nominated was powerful. But in that year, I was homeless. Me and my ex-wife had separated, and I was living house to house as I was nominated for one of the biggest times in my life. I had stayed with my best friend Rodney at that time, and I'm not to go into it. Me and him was doing great, but with some things that his wife didn't agree with how I lived, and I had to leave. And I want to say this, during one of my hardest times, people slandering me or trying to figure out why I separated from my wife, why we got divorced, why I left. I mean, close people, family members. I'm still being nominated by God. Now, in order to get to West Palm Beach, Florida, they nominate you, they feed you, they got the ticket, but you got to get your hotel and your travel. And I was like, God, how would I get this big prestigious time and I don't have but $20-some in my name, and I was about to live out my car. I was sitting in the Nissan, didn't know where I was going to go. And I just went to praying. And I ended up connecting to one of my sisters in Christ in St. Louis, and I was telling her what's going on. Tiffany Mills, shout out to them. I'm name dropping because they stood up for me. And I'm talking to them on the phone and just was like, she called out of nowhere, and I was explaining like, man, I don't know what's going to happen. She said, let me call you back. Found out she wanted to talk to her husband, Chris. They called and said, you can come on here. And they had me in their basement. And we were just sharing because she's been following me for a while, rocking with me about what God has been doing. Next thing I know, I met up with my boy Rodney again. He said, man, man, I love you, but this is what needs to happen, but I want to put some money in your hand. Put $300 in my hand. Cool. I went to their house and I had to get to West Palm Beach, and I said, I'm going to go for this honor, even though my world is falling apart. Like this, Tiffany Mills, and then put 300 in my hand. Then another 100, I had 700. I talked to my brother in Christ, twin. I talked to my boy Jermaine Green, prophet on point, and he was just prophetically showing me things. But it was funny. He said, man, Reggie, because I had I got to get over here. It was the only one I really reached out to. I was like, man, I need to get over here. He said, bro, that's crazy. I've been working overtime and I got over $200-some. It must have been meant for you. Gave it to me. So I'm on my way to West Palm Beach out of nowhere in an hour or so, maybe a couple hours. I had $900. Moving by faith. Airplane ticket, hotel. I didn't have enough money to stay on the resort because them hotels like $200-something a night, even though they gave us a discount. And so I'm staying at a hotel near there. At the hotel, and then my stepmother got involved. She was like, man, she was so honored that I was being honored. She came out there. She was there, and I'll get into that. But I met this pastor. We all standing outside after getting all of our badges and stuff, and then going to our hotels. And I'm standing out there, and I had on my God-made gear. Represent your brain. It drawed attention. The armor bearer came up, and then the pastor came up, and he was just talking to me about man, your gear, and I'm going to tell them my story, things of that such. They were getting ready to go get the rental car and go where they were going. And as I was telling him, man, yeah, God is moving me through some things without going more into it, because now you pride. You out here with all these people. You don't want to look like you struggling. And sometimes you got to open your mouth in spite of what you think. But I didn't let on with a lot. I just said, man, some things I'm pulling through, but God has brought me here. And as he was getting on the transit bus, the pastor looked at me and said, if you need any help, let me know. I was like, nah, I'm cool. He said, it's the way he looked at me. If you need any help, brother, let me know. It brought me back to when I was in prison. And I thought like asking people for help was begging. And a brother had to let me know asking and begging is two different things. God sets people around you that sometimes they're not going to reach out. You have to ask and you shall receive. So anyway, I'm staying at the hotel and I go to the first day of the event for the Black Enterprise, and I see them, I'm talking to them. And I knew that my hotel money was going out. Yo, I done had $900 and it's going out. So I'm talking to him. I think he asked me, are you staying here? When I came up, I was dressed up, met him. Like, nah, I'm at this hotel over here. He said, I want to bless you. He said, I want to pay for your next 2 days, was the last 2 days, to stay here on the resort. And I thought about it, because I didn't have a plane ticket back home. This was real faith. And I was like, you know what? I'll just take that money to go home. He said, all right, brother. So this is when my stepmother came in. She ended up coming to spend time with me, and she paid for the resort hotel. She paid for the last 2 days. So we living on the West Palm Beach Hotel for the Black Enterprise event. So while I'm there, rocking my God-made apparel every day, I ended up with $300 worth of pre-orders. People was buying my book. They saw my brand. They were just ordering. I didn't have no product with me. I just had pre-orders because they saw my brand. That's how God moved. And on the last day of the event, me and the pastor were standing outside. He prayed with me. He handed me an envelope. This brother gave me $400. While I'm being slandered by family members and other people I want to go into because we made peace, God was honoring me. What it showed me through this was your biggest dreams will be attacked so God can show his power. I ended up getting $900 out of nowhere and left with almost $750. And I was so honored there. I met so many people, connected. It boosted my faith. It reminded me it ain't about me, it's about God. I want to share this testimony for anybody that may be going through. And I cut out some stuff just to be straight point. That just because it's so hard and you're down, or the people you believe in are misunderstanding you, because so many people didn't understand what's going on. They was just talking without calling and checking with me. But God never left me, and he brought new people in my life. I want you to know that just because it's so hard don't mean that God is not working and he's not honoring you. He doesn't have something great for you. So I want to encourage you to remember to keep your eye on God and not on things, not on people. This is Reginald Foreman. I thank God for my life and what he's getting ready to do next. You stay blessed. And remember, the year's not over with. God can still do miracles. God bless.